Okay, ready to take the cell assessment? You're going to do great on this. Good luck. Read each question super carefully and select the best answer. Maybe even when you're done, go back and read through and make sure that you've got all the correct answers. And then at any point that you want me to reread a question or stop, make sure you stop the video, right? And then you can always go back and hear the question again. Okay, so here we go. The first thing you're going to do is type in your first and last name. Then I just put some pictures in here, some stupid little cell jokes. Okay, let's start with the first question. Which of the following is not a characteristic of living things? So which one do living things not all have? Okay, living things grow, develop, and die. Living things have cells, or living things have brains and blood and breathe. Which one is not a characteristic of all living things? Okay, next question. What does the word organism mean? Does it mean tiny parts within a cell, dots around the parts of the cell, or a living thing? What does the word organism mean? Next question. What is the smallest unit of life called? Is it chloroplasts, cells, or atoms? Okay, for this next part, you're going to take a look at the shape of the cell and what type of cell is this based on its shape. So notice the shape. Is it animal or plant? Okay, next question. What is the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells? Well, the difference is one has a cell wall and the other does not. One has a nucleus and more organelles, so it's more complex, and the other one does not. It's much simpler. Or one has a mitochondria and the other does not. What's the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells? Another cheesy cartoon. Okay, next question. The picture below is a blank cell. Again, look at the shape of the cell. Look for hints and clues. What kind of cell is that? Okay, next question. Materials enter and leave the plant and animal cell. So it's in the plant and animal cell through the nucleus, cell membrane, or chromatin. Where do materials enter and leave the plant? So it's kind of like the security guard of the cell. Next question, which of these organelles does an animal cell not have? So this would not be in an animal cell, okay? So is the answer mitochondria, chloroplast, or nucleus? Next question, the goo or gel-like material that fills in the inside of the cell is called the cytoplasm, endoplasmic reticulum or ER, or cell membrane. What's the goo or the gel inside the cell? Okay, next question. The organelle that stores water and some food and waste in the cell and is much larger in the plant. So this is an organelle that's larger in the plant. Is it vacuole, cell membrane, or cytoplasm? Next question, the brain or control center of the cell is called so think about what's in control, what's the boss, what's the brain? Is it the cell wall, the endoplasmic reticulum and ER, or the nucleus? Next question, without the mitochondria, cells would not be able to eliminate waste, which means get rid of waste, store water, or create energy from food. So what is the job of the mitochondria? Okay, next question has you labeling these organelles. So first I would recommend looking at the shape of this cell. Get in your head what kind of cell it is, okay? Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go through each letter and try to pick which one it is. So what I would do is start with A. What is A? So you're going to mark, is it a vacuole, a cell wall, Golgi bodies, chloroplast, or mitochondria, and you're simply just going to mark which one it is. Okay? Then go down to B. Is B a vacuole, a cell wall, Golgi bodies, chloroplast, or mitochondria? Okay, and do that with all of your answers. Then I would double check by saying, okay, like for example, I marked C as the vacuole. Is that what I see as the vacuole? Do I see C as the answer? And go back and check that way. Okay, so every column should have only one check in it. Okay, the next question is the same thing. We're going to look at the shape of the cell, identify what kind of cell it is. Now we're going to look for a couple things. Can you find the rough ER, the smooth ER, the cell membrane, the nucleus, and the ribosome? So for example, if you think A is the nucleus, then you're going to click in A nucleus. If you thought C was the nucleus, you would click in C nucleus, okay? Check your answers when you're done, and there should only be one check per column. Okay, let's move on. Which of the following is a eukaryotic cell? Is that a bacteria cell or an animal cell? What are you? Okay, next question. What is the function or job of the cell wall? Is it to protect and support the cell, to perform different functions in each cell, or to prevent water from passing through the cell? Okay, next one's just a cartoon. He says, what did you draw on the microscope? And she drew exactly what was under the microscope, the table. Okay, next one. Organelles that use energy from the sun to provide food are called mitochondria. Is that true or false? Organelles that use energy from the sun to produce their food. Is that called mitochondria? True or false? Okay, next question. If you are a multicellular organism, multicellular, that means you are made of more than one cell. True or false? Okay, next question. Inside the nucleus of the cell, there are thin strands of blank that contain genetic material, the squiggly stuff that makes you unique. What is the stuff inside the nucleus? Is it DNA or chromosomes, cell walls, or a cell membrane? All right, and the next question. Small bodies, so little circles called blank, produce protein inside the cell. So what makes proteins? Is it ribosomes, cell walls, or the cell membrane? Okay, you're doing so great. Let's got a couple more questions. Here we go. What three parts do animal and plant cells contain? So these three organelles are in plants and animals. Cell membrane, mitochondria and chloroplasts, nucleus, cell membrane, and cytoplasm, or nucleus, vacuole, and cell wall. Which three are in the plant and animal cells? Okay, next question. The rough ER is named this because it has a lot of blank on it. What's on the rough ER that makes it rough? Is it ribosomes, mitochondria, or lysosomes? Another bad joke. Well, I'll just take selfies. Okay, one last question. Here we go. Why do plant cells have some extra organelles that the animal does not have? Plants do not eat their food, so they need to use it, or they need to make it using the sun's energy. Plants do not move like animals, so they need a tougher, protective cell wall. Plants need a place to store water so they can use it to make their own food. Or all of the above is true. Why do plant cells have some extra organelles that animals do not? Okay, that's it. Go back in any point in the video if you want me to hear me read it again. I would also go through and just double check the answers, read each of them again and double check your answers, and then click submit. As soon as you're done, let Mrs. Pasico know, and you're all done for today, and have a fabulous weekend.